All right, so it's been a while since I've covered a game shutting down that I actually care about. I don't remember the last time I covered this. It's been a while, but My Hero Academia Ultra Impact ending service on May 18th, 2026, and this one sucks because once this game is gone, we're not really gonna have any more My Hero games out anymore because the other one that we had that was kind of good but wasn't good got shut down. What was it, like Ultra Rumble or something? I don't remember what it was, but that one got shut down. I feel like we have another one, but can't I can't think of it. But yeah, it's gonna be shutting down in 2 months. It's unfortunate. I hope someone preserves it, even though I don't really know if they will because it's a Bandai Namco game, and usually with those games, they're not. No one is able to preserve them for reasons. So I don't think it's going to be the case, but I imagine Hydros will probably still have the art of the game because if you don't know, Ultra Impact has some really great art, and it's gonna suck seeing it go. I'm not gonna lie. I like the art style of it. It reminds me of a JP My Hero game to where it was like chibi, and for some reason they went from chibi to like not chibi, and that game died within months of it doing that. I still don't know why they did that, but anyways, um, uh, and another IP based gacha game bites the dust, dying one day before its fifth anniversary. At least it had a decent life. Many IPs die within a year or two. That's I didn't realize this game was around for 5 years. Holy shit, man! That's actually pretty impressive for like an IP based gotcha. Because normally, if you're not a big seller like One Piece, even though One Piece has had several gotcha games shut down, uh, Dragon Ball, usually Dragon Ball games are here for a long time, but there have been some that have been axed, like the I don't remember what it's called, but it was like a browser based Dragon Ball game. So yeah, it being around for 5 years, yeah, 5 years is not bad. I just wish, Bandai Namco would be like, hey guys, I know you guys care about this game, so we're just gonna have it go offline instead of shutting it down. But Bandai never changes. They never fucking change. All right. Did they post? Did they post? All right. I'm assuming they posted this on the English side of this. Whatever. Close to 5 years, and that's pretty good. It makes sense to see end of service for Ultra Impact. The manga ended a while ago, so there is no more story to reference off. To be honest, the devs can pull the original story's timeline apart. What? The dev can pull original story time skip, sort of, if only. Okay. I've seen original IPs with anime adaptations even dying within 1 year, so 5 years is already a miracle. Don't know why these games tend to die so quickly. Not even at least waiting until their first anniversary. Yeah, yeah. There's a video on a game, I think it's an anime game that died within like the first couple of hours of it being released, and I think that's actually insane that happened. If I remember what it is, I'll link it. But if not, I don't even remember how to look for this, but yeah, it was a really good video and just crazy to think about how there are some games that can just like die before they're even out of the water. If you look at the case of Tribe 9, these games might appear fine to us while being fucked behind the scenes. Estimated six or what? Guys, I can read. Okay, uh, 50 million losses if the data was to be believed. You can never turn around a disaster of this level because any revenue you make will just be eaten up, and you will build up the brand loyalty needed to make your own game resilient. There are games from the 90s still being hosted or even developed, begging gacha games to have higher standards for life service lifespans. What is going on with me tonight? I swear I can read. I guess the manga and anime ended pretty much became the death knell for this. Surprised it lasted this long considering how bland it was compared to The Strongest Hero, which is severely there. Okay, The Strongest Hero. That's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah, because that one, The Strongest Hero, could have been something good if only they put it on computer, PC, Steam. They could have did that because the way the game was, it was landscape and like yeah. I think if they put that on consoles, not consoles, but like PC, I think it would have been better. But they just had it on phones, and like I always say, whenever you play a game that is that like that big, because I think the game was a pretty big boy, and if you do that for a really long time, your screen gets dark and your phone gets hot, and yeah, I just don't know why they don't put it on Steam. So that way you could be able to play it on, you know, your phone, not your phone, on your computer, on a Steam Deck if you have one, or whatever. I really don't know why companies don't do that. You'll be able to broaden your horizons to more people and stuff. But what do I know? There's a little dumbass now. But yeah, honestly, I think what they could have did, because probably the manga of My Hero ending, it's probably the reason why it got EOS, because you know, you can't really do much after you've run out of source material. Unless they wanted to do like what ifs, but let's be honest, I don't think a gacha game is doing all that for that. It would have been cool if they did, but yeah, they're probably just like, what they could have did, and they still might. They might release like older characters, older versions of the characters, because spoilers, at the end of My Hero, everyone's older, and they might do that as like a thank you and goodbye, and then just cut out the servers. It's kind of like with Naruto Blazing, because eventually Blazing was gonna get shut down. It shouldn't have got shut down when it did, but it was gonna come to a point to where, I guess for Blazing, it depends on if they did Boruto, which we still don't know if they were ever going to. But if they did Boruto, the game could have lasted longer. But if they were just doing Shippuden, and once they got to the end of it, they could do the movies, right? They definitely could do the movies. But after that, unless they do like the game stuff, like some non-canon stuff from like the Naruto games, after that it's kind of wraps. But yeah, Blazing, I miss you so much. I've never heard of this game before today, but lasting 5 years when many games are lucky to make it in 1 year has to be an accomplishment. Even more, and since it's an IP-based gacha game, and those are notorious for being short-lived cash grabs, you might like Pokemon Masters EX. I know it's Pokemon, but they're going a strong 6.5 years and counting for a IP-based gacha. Now, the thing is with Pokemon Masters, yeah, that game's gonna be fine because it's Pokemon, and every 2 to 3 years they make a new Pokemon game, so they're never gonna run out of content because they have a giant pool of characters they can pull from. So I think Pokemon Masters is gonna be fine. Eventually, it might get shut down, but I don't think it's gonna be anytime soon. And if it is anytime soon, I'm going to be shocked, but I don't think it's gonna be anytime soon. 5 years for an IP-based gacha game, not bad actually. Surprised it lived this long. But 5 years is not bad. I guess players were quite happy with the game as well. For an IP-based, it's an impressive feat. Sure, it doesn't have any longevity as Dokkan, but still, I'm in awe. Comparing My Hero to Dokkan is actually a crazy thing to compare to, because it's Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. It's different from My Hero. But I mean, yeah, like people were saying, for it being around 5 years is actually pretty insane. Because, yeah, pretty impressive. So I'm glad that it was around for this long, since like people are saying most games don't last that long, and I honestly do think the manga just ending when it did is why this game is shutting down. Because, like I said earlier, once you run out of content, that's kind of it. So, yeah, My Hero Ultra Impact is ending service on May 18th. Was a good game. I liked it. But unfortunately, it's now going to that big phone in the sky. Have you ever played this game? If you haven't, you have 2 months to do this before it dies. So, enjoy it while you can. And do you think they're going to make another My Hero gacha game? Honestly, I don't think they are. I think what they might do, they might just put all this, not compassion, but like stuff towards the Steam version, the My Hero Ultra Rumble or whatever, and just do that. Eventually, that's gonna die too. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Fly high, My Hero Ultra Impact. You were around longer than most people would have thought, and you being around for 5 years is pretty impressive for a IP based gacha game. So fly high. Hopefully, someone makes an offline server, but I'm not gonna keep my hopes up. And yeah,